Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sim Racing Alliance. It's season 13. We are starting out tonight strong.
As they do go side by side. It is the formation lap almost done. They will look, all eyes to the lights. That's going to be an amazing start.
And we have a crash in turn 1 already. What's going on?
On to the bus stop straight, goes for it around the outside.
More contact behind, that is huge. A couple of gainers in that one.
She's given it everything. She has to. I'm not sure that it's over yet, though.
This is the last opportunity.
We're off and away for SRA.
Here we go.
Snetterton, England, a home of 201 people across 74 households in the Norfolk area in England. Tonight, over 30 of SRI's meanest and fastest will take on its biggest landmark, Snetterton Circuit. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to round 3 of season 14 here of Division 1 of SRA Racing. Jackson Lambros here with a heart full of spirit and currently a palm full of goldfish. I'm joined, as always, by Selena Boonstra and Steph Fisher. Guys, we go from some very, very wide open, intense, very racing, inspiring tracks in the U.S. to a very tight, technical, tough circuit here in England. And I think it's just the energy is very, very different, but I think we can absolutely expect some things out driving here.
Oh, for sure. I agree. I mean, speaking of experience of the practice race yesterday, I am considering on how tight this track is. I only expect the tightest racing you could ever see or even imagine. And it's Snetterton. And it's T1. So I definitely expect a lot to be, especially Sector 3 as well, without how interesting it's laid out. But I'm excited to see it, nonetheless.
Oh, me too. I think I've figured out that I'm one of the only people that actually likes this track. It's very polarizing. Most hate it. A few of us love it. But I think this will be a really, really interesting race. I have to remember that even though I love it, I think that I have always been punted at some point in every race I've ever had here. So
It's a tough circuit, and things come at you so dang fast. And I think for in my opinion, at least, I think GT3s are just that little notch of cars that are too big, too fast for it. But man, I've done GT4s and the M2 Cups here, and it's been so much fun. But no, it's an absolutely challenging circuit. Corners come at you quick. There is not a lot of open concrete or runoff to really greet you if you make mistakes in this kind of British style of circuit building. You got tire barriers ready to meet you just about any corner where you're maybe cutting just a smidgen too much. You've got some intense curbing that unless you're running some monster truck setups, it's gonna want to spit you back out. So a very, very challenging corner. Let's take a look at our standings really quickly here as we get set for round number 3, starting off with the teams here as Jeremy Mercer once again up in front here in that beautifully named Horse Girls team. Michael Manning, who had a great duel with Jacob Palmieri, in second for Rocket Racers. Andrew Rados, the Canadian, in third for NWSR. Jacob Palmieri, there he is, in Mercedes Nuts in fourth. Anton Rusvich in that other Mustang, again, very Mustang-heavy front end of this field, over Mr. Sir Guy Manperson in 7th, Peter O'Brien 8th, Jeff Spangler, Gomer Wilson flying the flag for BMW there, getting himself up into 10th after a very strong drive at COTA.
And not to be outdone, our silver leader, I believe, is Joseph Gurman, followed by Donovan Colton. They are only 10 points apart. And then behind Donovan would be Danny Durantz and Evan Kim, who both are tied at 39 points. So silver championship is still up for grabs. There's the rest of our field, and we can take a look at the team standings.
Rocket Racers up front. Yeah, go on, Steph.
All right, Rocket Racers up front with Michael Menning and Mr. Sir, followed very closely by the Horse Girls with Peter O'Brien and Jeremy Mercer. We've got a 9-point difference there. NWSR Daddies featuring Kevin Blanchette and Andrew Rados with 166. So we're being led by a Lamborghini, followed by 3 Ford Mustang teams. So team number 4 being the disqualified Anton Rushevic and Omar Escorcia. So that still very early in the season, up for grabs. I'm going to let you guys run us through the track map here to this technical twisty track.
Yes.
Selena, get us started.
Well, the notorious T1, which is quite the fast right-hander that goes all the way down to turn number 2 at the hairpin. Going up into turn number 3, another pretty quick left-hander, going down a little bit of a straight with a tiny bit of a kink to T4, which is a wider, I guess what you call a hairpin. Another little straight, just tiny one, stretching out the rubber on the tires, because, you know. But T number 5, and then you go down to T number 6 to an interesting corner, uphill corner that's off-cambered, onto the longest back straight, into turn number 8, which is a very interesting, odd, and awkward turn to the left. And then you have turn number 9, which is a fast right-hander, turn 10 all the way to turn 11 in the carousel, and the final corner to turn number 12. Oh boy, sector 3 is going to be an interesting one with this 4.7 kilometer track, or for the Americans out there, 2.97 miles with 12 turns in Norfolk, England.
Getting the A's in early here.
Yeah.
This third sector is, if you are not having a car that you're comfortable with on the trail braking side of things, you are going to have trouble here. Especially, I mean, what stands out for me, Selena, that I like to call it the little Pocono section there, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Those come at you so quick. Turn 7 off camber. You want to just tiptoe on the power so gently there. Just one wrong line or one wrong approach, and you're getting spat out wide there. And then
for sure,
turns 8 and 9, Brundle and Nelson. Yeah, if you're not trail braking that entire thing, you are losing so much time, and you need to monster truck it over those curbs. So going to be very, very interesting to see how we manage. There's so many different ways you can find pace here, depending on what you are running. So let's go see how these guys are finding pace. Let's go over trackside here as we have Silver Cars out on track. Picture in picture with you as well for the first time this weekend as we are watching the 28, one of the Jurassic Park machines in the bottom right of our screen. This is Joel Moffitt, though, for Madhouse. Is this car any good?
It's a Madhouse car. Of course it is.
Madhouse. If it's a Madhouse car, it's a good car. We all know that. Shout out to Madhouse.
Was that a little A I heard in there?
Yes, indeed it was.
Oh, by the way,
just keep the A's coming.
Bosley has a request for you in this race. You'll have to go see.
Okay, I'll keep that noted. I think I probably know what it is, but I have no idea because I remember that from, I think it was it season 8. What it was like at Watkins Glen. It was the final round, and like it was a funny thing.
Yep. Yeah, it's just
very interesting here to see how these guys have already kind of approached qualifying. We're now seeing some guys in the back of the pack lift off just a smidgen. Moffitt's a bad example who we're riding with here as he's now about to start his first flying lap, but everybody kind of staying bumper to bumper right now. I'm expecting maybe a little bit of an accordion effect here working through Coram and Murray's here, that turn, those final 2 corners. There it is. Yep. So Joel Moffitt working through Ritchie's and Palmer here into Montreal. The hairpin obviously named after the Canadian Grand Prix, the hairpin at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve and home of the famous Scary Tree, which is kind of a landmark here. There it is in the background. as they work their way through, riding into the Pocono section out of Palmer. Pair of left-handers here. Agostini up next. Watch the Seneco barriers as a marking point. A little bit late on the brakes there, but trails it to kind of pivot. Can use a lot of curbing there on the outside, but got to get it spit out. Watch the tire barrier on the left there. That's what I was talking about. Through Hamilton. Then into Augies and Williams. This combination so tough on these cars. If you get it wrong, quick tap of the brakes. Tiptoe back on the power. Watch that tire bail on the inside. Then down Bentley straight. The longest place on the circuit. Longest straightaway on the circuit. Great opportunity to overtake if you've got the courage. Into Brundle and Nelson. Big trail break here. Flick to the left and the right. Don't you dare touch those curbs on the inside of Nelson. Then we're on to Bomb Hole as we continue this very tough third section. Working around Corum, or the carousel as everybody calls it. Watch those little cones on the right side ready. Hard on the brakes here for Murray's. Quick tap of curbs, then full throttle here back onto the Senna straight. As Joel Moffitt not missing his marks at all for a lap here around Snetterton.
All right, I will. Let's get us a new car to look at. Oh, a Porsche. I didn't even try.
Let's go. Love to see it. Love to see it. And if I might add, yes, I will say it, Jackson. If anyone has seen the recent IMSA race, Porsche did win 1-2, Porsche Penske, and Rexy actually won for all the Rexy fans out there. So, yep, I have said it. Impossible challenge.
Okay. No,
I will throw that out there.
We've mentioned peak. We've mentioned peak. I will say, I have no, as someone who does this for a living, I can't have affinity for a team. But I grew up in a very BMW loving household. Watching yet another front row lockup from RLL be thrown away gets me just a little bit emotional. And I mean, we're getting mad at Alex Palou for finding a way to win every single weekend, and Felipe Nasser. And those guys have been doing it, and I'm not going to say no one's batted an eye, because obviously they've been doing some good stuff. Not at AO Racing winning at all. Rexy rocks. They duck out of their own championship, take money out of their own pockets to go run off championship that weekend. Great weekend. Would love to see more teams do that. Would love to see Iron Dames do that. I think they would break the internet. I agree. I really do think that would double the turnout for IMSA if we get more celebrity teams coming in.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%. Like I think like WEC and IMSA is really peaking at the moment, and it's great to see. Like, you see a lot more sports car racing fans just coming into the community, and like it just gets, it's like every season it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, you know. And it's like now we have the news of McLaren finally coming in hypercar for next year, or I think next year or 2027.
27, I believe.
Yeah, 27
next year.
So, and actually Genesis too also announced that for WEC. So it's like, it's growing, and it's like, it's pulling a lot more sports car racing fans in, and you love to see that.
Franco Sanchez getting the pace out early here for Vacuum Racing. I think Joseph Newgarden put it really well, and we're in this era once again, be it sim racing or real life racing, where the younger generation is falling in love with it once again. And I think that's a really great way of putting it, as Franco decides to duck out and is happy with his lap over to Marecki. But no, Joseph was laughing because it's like, we're not in an era now where parents are taking their kids to the track, Selena. It's almost like the exact opposite now, where kids are taking parents to the track and showing them what's up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and even like going on the lines of that, like going back to AO Racing and their brilliant mind of marketing and branding with Rexy,
100%.
Spike, and even Roxy. They brought in the pink dinosaur. Like, there's a whole lore going on in that too. Like, it's really good to get the kids like really involved in like spreading their minds to the whole world of sports car racing. And it's if you really think about it, it is brilliant marketing. and it's just only gonna grow and grow and grow because, like, you know, it's fun to see. Like, nice liveries are great, but like when you have those fun liveries, it just pulls in the whole family, and that's another really nice way of like bringing more people in as well.
This has become a motorsports podcast here, as we've got 2:20 on the clock. I'm going to keep my foot in it here, as it's still Sanchez over Marecki. I think what I love about AO Racing specifically is they're doing what I feel like Flying Lizard did a decade ago. And they're setting a brand identity almost immediately. You could argue the same thing with Corvette Racing, using the Skull and Cross flags logo, showing that they're kind of the badass team, and you know, Flying Lizard, we're the cool guys. We've got the cool snake on our hood. We drive the Porsches. Just very clear brand identity, and making it very, very easy for you to kind of know who's who. I think AO does a very good job of that specifically. And I'm not saying that's the model that everyone ought to do, but if it works for them, you know, it works for them, and it works well. They went from, you know, being completely new to IMSA in 2023, running in both P2 and GTD, and got into championship form in 24, and have already come swinging out the gate. Landon Drebs, though, not in top form there. Big slide out of Williams here, working into Bentley. That's one of the Matt House McLarens he'll let by before getting back in line. Another McLaren as well. As just 60 seconds left here for our silver driver. Still Sanchez. Now Moffitt getting pace over Marecki. We had a very Mustang-heavy crowd here at COTA. It's one Ferrari and a Porsche right here. Drebes in a field of Macas here in silver.
Can I just note that the cameras at Snetterton are wonderful.
Oh, beautiful.
They're a lot of tracks. Some of the camera angles, we just get blank grass for a while. This one is just. The ACC did a good job this time.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, really quick. Looking at the bottom right, I gotta ask if Selena's done like POV stuff before.
Yes, I have.
Okay, that makes
couple scenes.
so much sense.
Oh no, I've done
it's beautiful
in PIPs. Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh.
And also,
it's
like
we've got a DGI in the paddock. Oh, this is great. Checkered flag is out here for silver. It'll be Sanchez Diaz getting in at the buzzer here. Bumps Moffitt down to third. Marecki will be fourth. That's your first front 2 rows for silver, as the golds finally come out in track again. Girls, this is our very Mustang heavy half of this field, so it will be very, very interesting to see how that shakes up. You know, a lot of long straightaways here where they will be able to sort of flex the straight line as they have here at Indy and COTA, but again, a lot of tight technical areas, and we've seen the McLarens be strong in silver. I think there's a good chance now for them to bring the fight to the Mustangs as well.
Yeah, Selena, are you doing that with your little controller?
Yep. The little gamepad that I have.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, Selena is our resident controller queen.
Yep. And actually, the famous controller that also makes the video edit. So that's also the inspiration for this, is because I do the
you
video
edit with the controller?
Yep. It is a possibility. You just got to go into the files and then set it to 1, and then there you go. You could go on a controller with it. And then this magic happens in the beautiful cinematic HUD. But yeah, that's essentially the inspiration for this. And also, like, actually, GTWC America, or even Europe, actually does beautiful drone shots. So, like, I have that in mind, like, just going over the track and just drone shots.
No, don't stop. This is awesome. And IndyCar now has it as well. IndyCar on Fox brought it in.
Oh, yeah, that's so cool.
This rocks. I don't know if you can blow that up full picture. I need for more ACC streams, just people doing cool cinematic landscape shots like that. That is beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you, Selena.
You're welcome.
Yeah, maybe I need Selena to like sit down with me and teach me how to do it one of these days.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm done.
Okay.
All right. We've been going on way too many birdwatch here. We got to tell you what's going on track here.
Well, they're still putting in their banker laps. We're allowed to yap for a little bit.
I know.
our own podcast.
Let's bring this up really quickly though, and Selena is giving us a great example of this here in the bottom right of your screen. On track real estate, it is still a very long course. It serpentines on the inside very well, but track space here, especially when you compare it to Circuit of the Americas, is a very, very big premium. And again, you think that downforce isn't as much of a factor, or dirty air won't hit you the same way a Formula 1 car or an open wheeler will. It absolutely has an effect. So these guys are doing their best to spread out, give each other at least 3-4 cars of distance here on lap per lap. But again, it's been very, very interesting. Not a lot of people kind of waiting around. Pretty much an entire half of this circuit right now is occupied with the Goldies. John Laz in the 612 trying to put it down. A little bit of a kick up of dirt there. Michael Manning got into it with Jacob Palmieri. Where's he going to start this time? Will we see that battle pick right back up here at Snetterton? And of course, Anton Rezovic in that beautiful Coors Banquet car. Race winning at Circuit of the Americas, right? Am I getting that right? I gotta make sure I'm getting that right because I messed it up last week.
Huh?
I have a terrible memory, so...
Beans. I'm gonna say he won last week and we're gonna be cool with it. And you guys can get mad at me in the comments if I'm wrong. And that's totally fair. Jacob Palmieri
booth
of Gabagool Racing in that 434 Netflix machine. Back on the loud pedal. Evo model. Huge upgrades in terms of suspension geometry. Gets you a lot more comfortable running these curbs. He's using that to his absolute advantage here. Tiptoes on the power. Again, everybody just getting a little piece of that grass on the outside of Aggies and Williams. And just a little bit too much. You are absolutely swapping ends and going sailing out into those steel walls on the outside. But Jacob Palmieri currently 6th fastest. As his banker lap is in, he will try to improve here. Out of bomb hole into Corum. Great corner here. Oh, this is bomb hole. There it is, that little cambered in area. That's a satisfying corner to get right. Good angle there. Good camber. You can feel the whole car compress. Incredibly satisfying to get right. Same here for Murray's. As he's got it dialed in. Gets nearly all 4 wheels over that white line. And comes back to the stripe. What's it going to be? It's third
P3.
quickest right now. It's 1:45.9. Still not enough to bring it to this man right here, Renato Dornell. Again, McLarens have been bringing up the pace early as I say that. Now Spangler in the 1 gets up to the front, 45.7. Sanchez, though, still very impressive. We always have that kind of 1 or 2 standout silvers. That's exactly what Sanchez has done thus far in the 78. Renato Dornell. Teammate going to try and fix that. Make it an all-gold front row. Big chuck into Brundle and Nelson. Runs a little bit wide there. Kind of board slides the floor on the curbing there. Lifts the car up. Sacrifices a smidge of traction. But looking good here. Takes a big bite out of the curbing inside of Murray's. And if he comes to the line, this could be front row. Spangler still on pole. Dornell now goes to the front. Will leapfrog both Sanchez and Spangler to make it a McLaren 1-2-3 and an all-gold front row. Over to Spangler. Now his turn to respond. Picking up right where we left off with Dornell. Out of Nelson, another big chunk of curbing. Man, right on that white line. Asking everything from this 720 Evo all the way around the carousel of Corum. How's he do, Murray's? Wide entry, late apex. on the gas as late as possible, maximizing that entry speed. 0.005 off, it won't be much, just a smidge of improvement is enough for him to get now to the provisional pole once again. 0.12 seconds over Dornell. Kevin Lau coming to the line now. Trying to work himself into the top 10, not quick enough.
Sorry, just had to give a nod to the livery since it was mentioned in chat.
Oh no, it's so pretty.
It is. It
Madhouse
is.
Dog Solo.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, agreed.
It is. So, the inside joke that you sir might be missing is that all the Madhouse liveries, well, not all, but the vast majority were made by Fosley.
Ah.
Including mine. And just...
There you go. Dornell responds again with a little bit of an improvement now. Only 0.008, excuse me. So minuscule of improvements there from Renato, trying to add on that little bit of cushion there over the fellow McLaren of Spangler. Meanwhile, Palmieri improves into third. Steph?
I will say that Renato was up over 2/10 throughout that lap in the first half, so he does have a possibility of improving that time should he get a nice, perfect lap.
Here was your man of the hour last week at Coda, Andrew Rados, battling with Rosovic for the win. Very heavy second half of this top 10 right now. A lot of Mustangs in the order. Can Rados get to the front? Can Rados get into the top 5 coming out of Murray's here with 42 seconds on the clock? He'll have one more go after this lap. He'd like this one to be the one, though. To the line, it's best for 4th. We'll push Sanchez down into 5th. And good enough for 2nd row now for Andrew Rados. Palmieri out of the Poconos into Augie's as we ride on board with the Gabagool Racing Mercedes. And just using a little bit of a chuck. Nope, he's coming back into pits.
Not a racing line.
As is tradition with commentators when you start watching guys and then they're just like, I'm gonna go into pits now. Checkered flag is out.
Yep.
Spangler, Rados, Palmieri all trying. Well, not Palmieri. Now Gomer Wilson, though, gets up into 5th. We'll say that's good enough and duck into the pits. Flaminger in the GTR and Rados in the Mustang, as well as Spangler in the other 720, with one more opportunity to snatch this pole from Dornell. If we got family in chat or fans in chat, and I'm butchering a last name like a substitute teacher, please let me know. Spangler out of Murray's for the final time. For MHR. Right to the line. Oh my goodness! Are you kidding me?
That's why he's
Dead
sliding
heat
out.
for Spangler!
Oh.
Look at the top right of your timing screen, folks. 0.000. Between the front row. Andrew Rados, what have you got to the line?
Wow.
Good enough for 3rd. Andrew Wilson with another shot. I cannot believe that.
Oh. Competition.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Crazy. Wow. Now that's going to be interesting during the race. That's for sure. That's something we should keep an eye out, or at least one of the many things that's going to be happening later tonight. But wow.
Oh my goodness.
That's
Wow.
Well,
insane.
if I had a nickel for every time I've called a dead heat, I would have 2 nickels, which is not a lot, but it is weird that it has happened twice.
we'll
Steph,
let you-
if you're ready, we're gonna step away. We're gonna step away really quickly here to pay the bills, as we've got.
A huge thank you to our SRA sponsors and title sponsors for supporting us here at SRA, as well as support from Documise, a modern business solution for product management, Go to documise.com to learn more today. And support from Retro Saga, a North American-based gaming company that provides accessories for your favourite classic systems, including Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and much more. Enhance your retro gaming experience today at retrosaga.ca. And a big thank you to our affiliates, Track Racer. Experience redefined gaming with Track Racer's high-quality sim rigs and accessories. Use code SRATE at checkout to support us. Armamentario, a toolbox for ACC that will enhance your chance to win. Enjoy a fully customizable and enhanced HUD to change the way you experience ACC. AT3D Sim Shop. Upgrade your sim racing experience today with premium 3D printed accessories featuring precision crafted magnetic shifters, sleek cable management solutions, versatile stream deck mounts, and immersive dashboard displays. Their innovative designs enhance performance and style, elevate every lap with top tier quality and craftsmanship at at3d.net. Go Setups, premium esports setups for everybody. Use our affiliate link on our Discord and take your drive to the next level. Castle and Cauldron, a home-based crafting business specialising in handmade Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts and Fairy World collectibles. Magic wands, potions, mini dioramas, wall decor, costumery, cosplay and much more. Castle and Cauldron is where crafting meets the magical. Visit facebook.com/Castle Cauldron. And from KP Concepts, your source for custom automotive renderings, graphic design, and printing. We spend countless hours making you look all good for the spectacle. Check out kpconcepts.com for more.
And back to race.
Back with you trackside here at Snetterton for week 3. Want to remind you as well, if you're interested at all watching from the outside, you can join in on the fun. A plethora of different racing series across Assetto Corsa Competizione, iRacing, and more. For more information, head over to sra.gg. Jackson Lambros joined alongside Selena Boonstra on the drone cam, Steph Fisher on the production side. Joining you in cameras joining you in voice as well, shall I say. Here's how they will line up as we are watching Renato Dornell line up and get set from pole. Spangler will be alongside him. Rados and Palmieri in 4th. Gomer Wilson in 5th. Sanchez in a very, very healthy lead for silver. Andy Diaz way back in 15th, his second best competition for silver. Moffitt showing so much pace in that Ferrari earlier on in qualifying, will start in 18th. How about Anton Rosovic further back as well? Again, had that brilliant duel with Mercer at Coda. Both of those guys rolling off 11th and 16th respectively. Guy Manperson getting some good pace in as well. So an interesting split here between some guys we've seen show some really strong pace and some guys who we haven't really seen up front so far. So let's get set for the race here. Selena, I know strategy is incredibly important here as overtaking is so difficult, but what, in your opinion, feels crucial to get victory, to get things right and to get victory here at Snetterton?
Oh, that's a tough one. Actually, the pit lane, instead of it being long like Coda, actually, I think this is the shortest pit lane that we have this season. Right. So I think, in my mind, maybe an undercut might be the play here. I know I said that last week, but I did change my mind for an overcut with that long pit lane and other bunch of things that happen at Coda. But, all things considered, I think depending what happens, the undercut might actually be the strong play with this one.
Well, Steph, you got anything?
Well, I'm trying to keep in mind our temperatures have a 32 outside the track's 41, so it's pretty high. If you go a little too early by the end of that half, you're gonna be most likely running into some tire troubles. So yeah, that's a factor.
Sure. I was thinking like around like the maybe a little bit earlier than maybe like the half-hour mark, pretty much. Like, definitely, I think 45 minutes is definitely too early, all things considered, considering like you're gonna be using a lot more rubber by the end of the race. But I think for the vast majority, I'd say lingering out, maybe just a little bit, and then like pit.
Right.
Whatever's up with the tires.
Yep.
Whatever's up with the tires. But I think the
Yep.
majority of the tires, at least in the Porsche, the rears are going to be spicy. And that, you're going to have to like either grin and bear it or just take it to the next stint and just hope for the best, having to deal with the longer stint for the second one. But we shall see what G1 does.
Dornell and
And they're
Spengler
up.
on the front row. Rados and Palmieri behind. Green flag flies. We're racing here in week number 3. A little bit of a squeeze there from Palmieri, putting the pressure on Rados. Gets around the outside to take second, but Dornell uses that inside line to take that lead immediately from Spengler. Are we going to see any pressure here? A big dive to the inside from Palmieri to defend. Nearly gets to the bumper of Spengler, but keeps it clean as the top 5 keep it all nice and tidy here through turn number 1. Watch the bottom right of your screen here as there's a little bit of a checkup further back here. Brian Anderson and others. One of the Porsches goes around. One of the Bachelor Lexi go around as well. So a little bit of argy-bargy here into Montreal as we've got first blood earlier on. Back to the front of the field, though. It is a handful of McLarens followed by Palmieri and one Mustang.
Such a small track when you look at it up from the aerial view. I'd say, going on the note of Nordschleife again, I'd say it's pretty thin, but less
for sure.
demanding, 100%. But the track width is definitely similar. It's definitely there, and you also have just no runoff, pretty much, like zero, apart from maybe like that little area in Sector 2. But other than that, there's just no room for error at all around. So you're just gonna go lawn mowing.
Mr. Sir feeling the heat here from Sanchez and Rosovic. Oh my goodness. They all accordion out once again. This will open the door. Diaz with a great start, was 6 positions back and is now caught up to his silver competition as Sanchez got checked up big time on that initial start. Was part of that accordion effect in Montreal. And now those two are just separated by Anton Rosovic in that disqualified, that Coors Banquet colored Ford Mustang. Couple of positions gained there further back. Diego Paul Fimbres Casas trying to work away around Michael Manning further up ahead. I believe that's Blanchette trying to get around Eric Marecki. Oh, big extend! Oh my goodness!
Not the way to do it.
Jurassic Park McLaren. Oh no.
Blanchette with no regard for human life. Sent Marecki off in Montreal, said go check out the scary tree.
Well, you know what they say. Life always finds a way. And that McLaren has found its way back onto the track, but unfortunately way behind its competitors.
That was not a clever move at all, and this might not be either. John Laz getting into it with Drebes. Tough area. They bang doors. Laz sails off now, going into Hamilton. Still has that inside over a couple more Mustangs. I want to say that's Simmons on the outside there in the 328. It is. So 3 positions lost there for John Laz. Tried to make it hang around the outside there for Drebes and couldn't. So gets himself out of the top 30. Trying the swing back now. Now Marching going to try and go as well with him. Again, good opportunity here to make it stick. Laz not giving up on aggression at all. Good stuff from Simmons. Runs it deep on the brakes there. Giving himself that separation from that Mustang. I want to say that's one of the... That's not Landry up ahead there in that Mustang, is it? No, it's Marchand. In that 390, the teammate. Oh, big dive to the inside. Oh my goodness, Simmons certainly missed his point on the binders there and absolutely sailed off going into Murray's. So 4 minutes into racing here, we've got these guys racing like there's 4 minutes left. Some very, very aggressive wheel-to-wheel action here at Snetterton. It's kind of the way you got to get things done, as there's not a lot of real estate here for you to necessarily make moves. Brian Anderson, the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad. Week 3 has continued here. This time, I think it might be a nudge from this BMW. Yes, it will. Diego gives him the door, tells him to go mow the lawn. Two Nasser guys going at it right now. Ilpo Ruotsalainen and Jorge Blasini Rivera. Rivera trying to hang it around the outside of Agostini. Backs out. That will allow Kim to join the battle. Ilpo in that MTV Aston Martin kind of telling both of them to go have their own battle. He's trying to dig right now on Movo, Amos Movo, and Arnaud. The 404 Apex not found. Aston Martin back over to Danny Durance. Looking for yet another silver podium. He's got to clear Lau here to get over to Moffitt in that white Ferrari in order to make that happen. As we're now starting, of course, the minute I say we're starting to get in line here, Moffitt gets into it. Oh, big slide further back there. Cortez loses that position. Ilpo will slide on by Evan Kim with some things up driving in the Bachelor machine. Gets himself up into 45. We got 50 cars again here at Snetterton.
Oh,
we do.
Oh my goodness.
crazy.
Kevin
And I
Lau
think
under
there's actually
Chase
more
to Muffet. I was talking to Palmieri after Coda, and I was like, hey, I know you don't like Snetterton as a track, but 50 cars is certainly going to make that interesting. And he was like, we got lucky with Coda turnout. There is no way we're going to get 50 cars at Snetterton.
And
And
here
somehow,
we are.
some way, an absolute freight train. I mean, just look at the right side of our screen here with the car trace. An
So
absolute caterpillar here of GT3s still snaking their way around. Brandon Chan from a random team. 17 Ferrari trying to work on Derek Colton. And that unmarked. It is so scary to see these guys just drop a little bit of a wheel on the outside through Augies and Williams, just because I've done that move before, and more often than not, I just feel like I've gone around. Granted, I'm a rookie, and these guys are D1 for a reason.
Brandon looking to get a place past Donovan Colton there, but I guess he just can't quite find it.
It's very, very hard. We've been talking about it all week long. It's difficult to get by on Snetterton. For you to do it, you've got really a handful of opportunities. Coming up here into Senna Straight is a great place to get it done. Montreal turn number 2 is a great place as well. But it's not an easy place. Again, you can't have switchbacks and alternate lines. As Anton Rusvich now comes into the pit lanes. Interesting.
Yeah, I noticed
men
he
who
and
stand on the podium.
2 others, Ruotsalainen and I don't know who the guy was with him, but so we've got 3 people in the pits, and I don't know that Anton took damage earlier on, but
we might have to check the replay there and see what happened. Back over to Chandler Williams, though, as he's now working on Lucas Drebes. Harry Arnaud, though, getting into it with Amos Movo. Evan Kim now has been slowly working his way forward from the very back of the pack, trying to show he's the one.
I'm hearing from chat that Anton might have missed his pit box a bit.
Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness gracious gravy.
Yeah, not ideal.
So Rosevich, who was a early championship contender here in season 14, putting himself back on points here. We'll have to see what he can do. The turbo undercut might be actually Tell you what, it might be intentional here as KCR Node in that Tegrity Farms South Park themed BMW gives a little bit of a look to the inside of McCroke. Can't get it done. Kim looking for a way back as well. I like this. I like the turbo undercut though, if that's what Rusevich is going for, giving yourself clean air. Because again, passing here is just so difficult.
It is. It really is.
And you might as well do it through the pit lane and through Delta alone. And then even if you've got, you know, tires that are 20 minutes older than the guys behind you, they're not going to be able to get past. Kim sailing around the outside of KCR Node. Weirdly, not much of a fight there from the 403. Just let him sail around the outside. I'm not sure if there's different fuel maps at play there or what. But almost like a DRS was dropped. He sailed by. Back to the sharp end of the field here, Andrew Rados. Started in 4th. He stayed there the entire race thus far. But he has stayed in lockstep with Jordan Palmieri. Again, he's got the straight line speed in that Mustang. He's just got nowhere to put it.
Brendan Chan and Donovan Colton really going at it, but Brendan Chan is just not giving up on that Mustang.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
at the
kinda
bottom
looking
right
at
of your
those.
screen here.
Oh, okay, you got that. It's so nice to have Pip.
There you go.
It really is, though.
Bottom right of the screen, and Selena, I'll absolutely let you call what's going on in our drone cam here. If there's stuff going on, don't let me hog it here, because we're trying to get side-by-side action here. Here is Brandon Chan, though. And Max Simmons further ahead.
With that Mustang
Finally
on the straights, pretty intimidating.
Yep. Hey, we finally got a Honda. Andrew Book in 35 there. Burke, excuse me, in that 369. Just behind Max Simmons. Simmons, who started in the top 20. And got a little overzealous on the start. Trying to work his way forward now. Back over. Hello, Landon Drebs. What's going on over here? Trying to work around the outside of Williams. Actually got the nose ahead, though, but Williams has fought back and retaken 26th. Some really good stuff so far, though, from the Lion Speed and Herberth driver here. Been on the charge forward all night long. It's already cleared Formato. Trying to kill yet another Mustang here.
Speaking of killing Mustang, man, Donovan Colton just felt like, I guess, that Mustang was about to be murdered by that curb. It was just bouncing, and actually, that
through goes Chan! Bottom right of your screen now on your main picture. Colton goes just a smidge wide. Chan fires it up the inside through Williams and finally gets that position by.
And he was waiting for that for, I suspect, a while, but now it's just a Ferrari sandwich in between. Now Fire Queso has to find a way through, but that's going to be very tough, but he's just going to have to rely on Donovan to make mistakes and find an opportunity to go right through.
Battle for the top 10. Andrew Wilson. Denarde up ahead there in the 929. Black and red Mustang. Peter O'Brien behind in the 114. And Sanchez, your top silver, just behind there in the Macca. So a 4 or 5 car freight train here. It's Andrew Wilson in that beautifully themed, might I say, ESPN 8, the Ocho car. ESPN Ocho, the #1 place where you can watch underwater basket weaving.
As Fozzie mentioned in the comments, we have a lactose intolerant Asian versus hot cheese.
Yeah. Well said, Fonz.
Oh, man.
Back over to the other disqualified machine of Omar Escorzia. In it right now with Diego Casas. Kevin Blanchette further behind. These guys a little bit on an island. But up front, it's been a 4-car breakaway right now. And a
Well, it's
pair
an
of
awful
duels
big
between
island.
those two McLarens. It's a real big island. You got a really, really big island and then kind of two smaller islands up front.
Yeah.
And then the about to get left soon islands up ahead there.
That'll definitely make the P1, P2 race a little interesting as they try to get past that on
absolutely.
this skinny track.
I think I'm a active citizen of the about to get lapped island.
Oh!
Good license.
Off goes Marchand. Now he's getting to the mix of Arjun going side by side.
Norris Lemon hanging it around the outside. Picture in picture here.
Arjun getting
Integrity Farms machine.
He looks
We
like
got
he's
Lance
got a
Kroll. Here's
better
Ivan
exit.
McCroat. Back over to Andrew Wilson as this battle continues in the bottom right of your screen. Marchand continuing to battle. You're good, Steph. Andrew Wilson, though, continuing to put the pressure on here.
Oh! I did not catch that, but it
Ooh,
looks like...
Marchand's around.
All of a sudden, out of view. What happened? Oh, that's interesting. Looks like Marchand had like a bit of an incident, I assume, at T1, and that cost him quite a bit of positions. Now slotted right behind Evan Kim in that Bachelor's Lexus.
Evan Kim, have yourself a Tuesday. I think he's probably gotten 4 or 5 positions from the start so far. Really, really good stuff from him. Still watching this battle for the top 10 in your main screen here. Andrew Wilson in the Ocho McLaren trying to get by Tino Denarde, but he is feeling the pressure big time from Peter O'Brien. Denarde goes a little bit wide there. As these guys have no intentions of spreading out. 1 quarter into week 3 here at Snetterton for season 14. The big dogs. Ooh, a little bit of a breakaway now from these two. Peter O'Brien thrown to Sanchez. Sanchez not quite staying in the slipstream, given a little bit of a peek to the inside. Now goes back in line. As they will start their 9th time around Snetterton.
Oh.
4-car freight train in the bottom right of your screen here as we're watching the replay of what happened to Marchand.
Oh, and there's some more yellow flags popping up in the middle to go find.
Oh my goodness!
Oh,
wow! Was that Landry?
No. Trying to get this one. Let's go back.
Oh, big trouble! Yeah, Peter O'Brien went around.
Uh-oh. And there he is. Just
As I
getting
believe
back
we're
on
watching the
track.
replay now.
Uh-oh.
And truly, this is going to be some
Oh.
big driving from
Oh.
Sanchez. Ooh, accordion effect there. I'm not sure who that first BMW was.
That was a hot mess.
Or excuse me, it was another Mustang. I'm not entirely sure who that was. Forza Public Lobby-esque behavior in Montreal.
You know,
yes.
The one thing I have to note is that the car that came in and bumped the first one, I have to say I didn't really look to me like I saw like there was still space between them when the car in front went flying off. So
A little bit of net code,
yeah, I think that there is some net code in there because I didn't see like actual contact between the two cars. Just as he approached, he went flying. I think that even without the net code speed he came in at, probably would have had an accident either way.
Yep. Andrew Rados in the big picture. Arjun in chase with a Ferrari and a Honda in the bottom right of your screen. As Andrew Wilson continues to battle here. Both of these guys gaining 2 positions as a result. But they will continue this battle. Gonna see anything spicy into Montreal here? No, not quite. Let's talk about Landry really quickly, because, man, did he stun as a silver as we're watching Colin Dunham in that Jurassic Park McLaren find a way around one of the Mustangs up ahead. Blanchette goes wide, but gets back in line. That's Escorzia leading in that Coors Banquet car, the 822. As bottom right of your screen,
Ooh, that was
who's that
close.
trailing in the Ferrari there?
Brandon Chan. He nearly, He looks like he was trying to point the nose of that Ferrari, like trying to squeeze it through, but just wasn't the time to do it as the door closed. But he's still stuck behind that BMW of Arjun. Lost quite a little bit of time actually, instead of right behind the back end of Arjun's diffuser. Oh, a little bit of off moment by Fire Queso. Corner can be tricky there.
He tries to close this gap. Here is Jean-Luc Marchand. Just got passed by Jorge Blasini Rivera, Puerto Rican pilot of that M2. And it's calling Arnaud behind here. Battle for 40th to 38th. Big hats off. Ooh, big buck there from Jean-Luc Marchand. Goes a little bit wide getting onto the Bentley straight. This could allow a move from Arnaud further behind. It's a hard place to overtake, but who can carry more speed here into Nelson? Arnaud likes it. He gives a little bit of a peek here into bomb hole. Ooh, maybe a little bit of a nudge. I'm not sure, Steph. That was close. Maybe a little bit of contact there between the two. And now another little bit of a peek to the inside here into Carousel. Oh man, aggressive battling here between Arnaud and Marchand. So pretty stagnant in the front end of your field here, but absolutely hats off as we see Casey Arnaud jam it all the way up to the inside. He wants this into Montreal, but Marchand defends brilliantly to the outside. Will still force Marchand go the long way around and hang on the outside. So good defense from Marchand, but Arnaud for sure keeping that Mustang at bay and keeping that BMW of his own in contention. Back to the front here, Andrew Rado slowly chipping away here at Palmieri. Was about 4 car lengths back. He's gotten right to the bumper now.
It looks like further back we have a fight with Mercer and Diaz, although it looks like Mercer has gotten past Diaz in that. Go back and look.
This was our instigator of the Marchand crash earlier on.
Looks like we...
Don't get aggressive. It's a tough place to do it. Looks to the inside here.
Oh!
Who just didn't totally close the gap there, and a little bit of a love tap. The net code was kind and merciful.
He paid his dues.
Yes, absolutely. You saw coverage in the bottom right here for this battle, Wilson versus Denart. As they continue to go at it. Should also mention once again Landry running in 5th, getting that promotion now from silver to gold in that 781.
Oh, I didn't know.
I'm not sure. Is that the same? Is that the same Landry? I got rung up last time because there are 2 very fast Landrys in SRA.
Yes, there actually is. Actually, the one from Coda is, I believe, Sean Mark or Mark Sean Landry.
Is that Michael?
So that might
Go to 5th for me
be
real quick,
Mark,
Steph.
Will do.
It is Mark. Okay, beautiful.
Yeah. I had that wrong last week. I noticed that after. I was like, oh, wait a minute. It's
Whoa.
the other Landry.
A little bit of an off here for Joel Moffitt. That'll let Diaz and Manning go by. And I think there might have been a little bit of argy-bargy from Mr. Man here. Big lunge to the inside. Oh, yeah, gives the shoulder there to Moffitt. And that will for sure knock him off of the Christmas card list for Joel Moffitt. Ooh, another big wiggle there. Going into the carousel. Now Blanchette trying to work his way through. Wilson and Denart going at it, still bottom right of your screen. Selena giving us a good chase here. Big spit of flame from that Mustang. As now Joel Moffitt will go in. Looked like Wilson was considering a dive to the inside, was later on the brake, so had to chuck it to the outside there through turn number 2. as we are starting to get into our, shall we say, optimal pit window.
Yeah, we're starting to see a lot of people popping in now.
Yeah, quite a
It's
bit
going to
of
be very, very
battles are
interesting.
shaking
Yep.
out. Yep. Oh, for
Still
sure.
a lot of battles wherever you look.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
going to be very interesting to see where these two
Ooh.
duels end up. Denart and
Yep.
Wilson. Denart goes a little bit wide. Wilson takes a look to the inside, but lines back up. Rados tries selling a dummy to Palmieri, but he's not buying it. But is able to close that gap on the brakes here into Brundle and Nelson. End of lap 13. Do we have any takers? Status quo as well in the bottom right between Denart and Wilson. A little bit of a shallower line there from Andrew Rados, as they will both stay out. Wilson all over the back of Denart.
Well, Denard having a signal light going on, and actually
Saying,
he's indicating
like an
that he's going to the
upstanding
pits.
gentleman, if you've got a keybind, we got to
Oh,
normalize that.
wow. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that. Just like, hey, I'm gonna go in the pits. I'm gonna turn right in there, indicating that I'm going to.
Might as well. Might as well. Upstanding
Yeah,
behavior.
yeah.
I
Gotta use
appreciate it.
Out of respect.
It'll be interesting to see where that will merge him out, and how Wilson will respond now that he's got clean air further back now, or further to the front, shall I say. Rados and Palmieri continue to duke it out. I believe that's Jorge Blasini Rivera in front of them. That's lap traffic. Another puff of dirt there through Uggies and Williams. Again, rewinding just a week. Palmieri absolutely on the outside of the podium looking in, had a fantastic drive up to the front of the field, did not have the qualifying he wanted. He said, I've been struggling with this track all week long, just get me in front of other guys and I can absolutely throw haymakers. And he has driven brilliantly so far at Snetterton. A little bit of snap there coming out of bomb hole, but he has fended off Andrew Rados for all 27 minutes thus far. Ooh, big lunge there from Rados as he got all the way to the gearbox. And once again, we see the undercut attempted from the leader of these battles. That'll promote Rados up into second. Excuse me, no, the leader now, as I believe both of our top two have come in as well. So what will the response be then from Andrew Rados, who goes very wide there through Montreal? That's telling me tires are starting to give up.
Oh yeah, I think at this point, like saying about the half-hour point, the tires are definitely going to be screaming in the name of heat. This track is just like, for, I will say again, brutal on how Snetterton is, because not a fan of it, but I like on how hot like this track is. I mean, definitely the tires would be melting right now, for sure.
Dornell cycling back. I think this is going to really shake up the battle here. This is Spangler behind in that numero uno McLaren, so this will bring us back to square one on this battle. Burke further back, still has not pitted though in the 369 Honda. Bottom right of your screen, Laz putting the pressure on Allen. Mustang v Lexus coming across the stripe. Rados, Wilson, Mercer, Diego Castro still yet to pit. Ooh.
John
What happened
Crown
in the bottom right there?
Looks like, oh, John Crown slotting right behind Laz and Jason Allen. So that's going to be a 3-car battle now.
So the teammate of Wilson enters the fray here, as leader Andrew Rados now comes into the pit lane. This is going to be interesting to see where he blends in relative to Spangler, who has kind of the net lead right now with Dornell. Really, though, you want to see how he blends in relative to the guy he's been battling with all night long, Jordan Palmieri. As Mercer hits his marks. Yeah, tight pit lane, boxes come quick. Just like everything else on this track, everything comes at you very, very quickly, so you need to stay on your toes. Also, this being a chicane entry, strange exit does not help as well. Rado service done. As the leaders will sail on by. And Selena, it looks like you were right. And the undercut was king. Because it's kept status quo here at the front of the field.
Yep. Also just like, you know, with the tires too, like, but yeah, it's pretty dependent, but yeah, I think that might be pretty much the overall play. And I've heard that like usually undercutting is the go-to, at least before the half-hour point. Nothing before like 45, like at least like 10-15 minutes pretty much, because that would be, unless depending on the strategy and if you get punted pretty much. But yeah.
Halfway home here at Snetterton. Wilson is your leader. It will be given, though, to Dornell when he pits, as Spangler just a second and change behind. And Palmieri will be given third. Rados trying to get his way back into contention there. Good battle in the bottom right of your screen here with the Lion Speed guys.
Actually, Landon Draves just had a moment with that Mustang. Oh, again, another Mustang having a moment, right? Formato. Looks like maybe a little bit of a touch there by the looks of it. Landon kept his clear back. Oh, no!
My goodness!
Oh, no!
Landon Draves!
Oh, wait!
The chrome horn!
Disappeared!
Yeah, I just saw that too on mine.
Bro was so embarrassed he vanished into the Shadow Realm.
No, I mean,
Instantly
like,
exit game.
Yeah, oh man, you hate to see that. I don't think he was having it, that's for sure, because I think the amount of taps he did to Formato, I think he just called it quits after that.
Yeah.
Saying, nope, don't want to make it any more worse, but oh man. That's definitely tragic on both ends.
A man who we were praising earlier for doing the hard charging forward. Heartbreak for Landon Draves. Oh my goodness. Back over to the front of the field here. Franco Sanchez, who's now kind of been handed 14th here. Luigi wins by doing absolutely nothing in Mario Party. Franco Sanchez watches these two get into each other and will just take this position. He is now your leader in silver, but Durant's now right behind. So finally, we've got our silver leaders bumper to bumper here, 14th and 15th. Bit of a freight train further behind. Jorge Blasini Rivera trying to catch one of the Wonder Bread cars in the bottom right of your screen. As the two McLarens, the top silver guys, go at it. Diaz, that third McLaren on the top right of your screen, also in contention here. Excuse me, that's Kevin Lau. Vandy Diaz also in 18th. Not too far out of contention here if he can pass these two gold guys. So everyone has pitted now. But the boulder goes back to the bottom of the hill here for Andrew Rados, who's now got a second and a half on Palmieri. Landry in 5th, getting the result, working for the result he was looking for at Circuit of the Americas last week. And up for the top 10, Mr. Sir, Guy Manperson.
All behind Anton Rushevic, who we had requests for checking in on anyway.
He's done the hard charge forward here.
Yeah, so he only has
20th.
He only has 2 behind, so it's not a big train. As Iris in chat is, I believe, in the household with him and giving us some inside information.
Shout out wives who support their sim racing husbands. Rusovic on the hard charge forward here. He's got 2 NPC names behind him in Sir and Manperson. Denarde a little bit further behind, though, but got tangled in that earlier on. Another 3-car freight train, a gaggle of Mustangs in the bottom right of your screen. Formato as the caboose there in the 59. So we're kind of reaching that point in the race where I'm not going to say this is where you're going to end up at the checkered flag, but it's going to take a lot of aggression and maybe forcing some guys into mistakes to really make any more movement forward. I think Mr. Sir absolutely has the opportunity to do that. Pounces on the throttle immediately here and stays in the draft of Rusovic. But it is absolutely going to take a lot of work to move forward at this race. Strategy cannot help you all that much at this point. On the dash of the number 747 of Mr. Sir for Rocket Racer. Last year, in the real world at least, we will have this NA V10 soundtrack as the Tema Mario, I believe is the name. We'll be replacing it, I want to say, as soon as start of next season. Ooh, big time to the inside of Jorge Blasini Rivera on the bottom right. I want to say just clearing Eric Kim. Forces him into the grass side by side into the hairpin. Kim not giving any room and will now finally surrender that position. Some argy-bargy for Jorge Blasini Rivera, but gets that move done. Some good stuff there from the BMW driver.
Oh, things are about to shake up as these two join the Mustangs from ahead, as Ilpo leads that train by quite a bit of a margin. Really.
Manperson giving a look to the inside. That will allow Denarde to sail on by. Some over-ambitious moves here as now some banging. That will force Manperson out into the grass. Everybody checks up behind them, nearly 2 by 2. Your 2 silver leaders involved as well. Everybody lining up again as they cross the stripe. But oh my goodness, Mercer and Manperson thrown out to dry there. Something that's absolutely going to warrant some official review. Sanchez with a look to the outside, forces the long way around in Montreal, can't quite get there. And now Durant is going to go through at Montreal, side by side here. Heading into Palmer. Sanchez has the inside line. Oh my goodness, in a game of inches. Just barely there's a lead change here in silver. Oh my goodness. And just like that, Sanchez gets that lead in this major shakeup. The first domino happened at Murray's and they've kept falling all the way here into the Poconos. And Tyler Carr, you absolutely have to give it credit to, is just watch everybody behind him, around him make mistakes, and has just kept that Ford Mustang in one piece.
Oh, Amos Melvin taking a little bit of a different line. Not too much. Formato's just waiting.
Ooh, Colin Durham goes wide as we watch a replay here. What happens in the 991? That garage cam doesn't help much.
No.
Oh, did we get another Jurassic front? You bet we did.
Yeah.
Oh.
Was that Eric? No. Colin Dunham there, getting the chrome horn from, I want to say that was a Scorsese. I'm not sure. Evan Kim versus Jorge continues. Oh my goodness, all the way into Nelson and Brundle.
Oh, what a
Some
set
respectful driving.
Wow, that was very clean. Evan Kim just sent it on the outside, and it's just whoop, slides that Bachelor Lexus right through, and all is gravy.
A carbon copy of the move that was done in Montreal a couple of laps ago, but Evan Kim back in 42nd, showing us how to do some smooth, clean racing. Here's Arjun looking to the outside of Kurt LeMay. Goes late on the brakes, tries sailing it all the way around the outside, can't make it stick.
Oh, send with Formato and Amos.
Yes, watch Formato here, bottom right of your screen. Formato forced to the outside here, going into Palmer. And this will allow Kim to pounce as well.
Well, Formato,
Joel Moffitt.
Formato just sticks it. Oh.
Joel Moffitt on the big screen here ahead of Blanchette and Durham. Formato working it all the way around the outside. That's Cortez leading that 4-car freight train in your mini screen. As we watch Joel Moffitt clear Williams there in that purple Mustang. Over to Jeremy Mercer. Stood on the podium at COTA, brought out a major, had a major punt earlier on. Hasn't had to go in the box. As I say that, Tyler Carr and Tino Donardi going at it. This will give Sanchez an opportunity to sail through on Riches. So we're going to try this again. Here comes Durant's to the outside. Will get it done. Nearly makes it 2 cars in 1 corner. But the defense here from the Mustang of Donardi will allow these two to go back at it. Or excuse me, from Tyler Carr. So nearly gives that position back to Sanchez, but now Durant will lead in silver.
Oh, Evan Kim going on the front straight.
Outside of Movo.
Oh, it's going to be close. 2 cars that have the ultimate power on the straight, but actually that Lexus is proving all things of the matter going into T1 on the outside, and another beautiful move by Evan Kim.
Evan Kim, how brave are you? Here comes Jorge Blasini Rivera to the inside, gives a little bit of door, a little bit of fender to Amos Movo. He'll hold on to that position, but what was becoming such clean, polite racing back here has gotten a little bit argy-bargy. Over to Arjun Lakshmi Narasimhan. Max Simmons goes off. Oh my goodness, more bad luck here for the McLaren driver, Max Simmons. Missed the braking marker, and I think kind of intentionally lunged it on the inside there, trying not to collect anybody. I wish I was a chameleon right now so I could watch both of these battles at the same time. Kurt LeMay with a good run here on Colton. JBR right in the bumper of Amos Movo. These guys have battled in numerous series, both Nassers and SRA, and it continues right here at Snetterton.
Oh, 3x3 battle going on up in the front, up here with the Amos Movo leading this little pack of cars. But oh, again, Evan Kim trying to anticipate a move on it. Looks like, I believe, Formato and Cortez at the front.
Cortez, who was involved in the tangle earlier on with the line speed guys. JBR gets checked up. That's going to allow Andrew Burke to sail through. Not entirely clear. Very similar to what we saw with Evan Kim. Still just on the inside. Going to be down to how late JBR is. He'll back out of it.
Oh, spicy battles. Spicy battles. And we're still not at the end yet. Oh, that Honda really... Oh,
trouble!
Synchronized!
No, there's no go around!
Synchronized!
JBR!
Oh, and Movo's also...
Burke, yeah, Movo
out.
disconnected. Oh my goodness.
Oh, you hate
Burke
to
will
see
resume.
it.
Seeing a battle that has been going on so long and so like well managed.
Oh, wow.
Ending in heartbreak for 2 drivers. Started with Burke giving a little bit to the inside. And I kind of want to give that the Charles Leclerc seal of racing incident because it was definitely not intentional from JBR there, but just a little bit of bumper there on Burke sent Movo straight around.
I was very synchronized too. It's like it was all calculated. Yeah. Oh man. But that
hello, Anton Rosevich on the inside of Gomer Wilson. Or, excuse me, no, Mr. Sir in the Lambo. Hanging it all the way around the outside. And a nuclear move from Anton Rosevich. Side by side through Montreal. Gets it done in the following corner. P8 for the Coors Light driver. Oh, a little bit of a nudge there from Mr. Sir as Denarde, Carr, Wilson, and Sanchez, Mercer, Durant, everybody following this freight train.
Yeah, Mr. Sir's been trying to get past Anton for quite a while at this point.
Bottom right of your screen, the Evan Kim show continues here as Denarde, Formato looking for a way, tries the over-under on Cortez. Side by side here going into Palmer. We know the outside can work from Rusevich. Can Formato get it?
It looks like it. He's got the foot down for it, and he does slither it right by, leaving Evan Kim still in the dust behind this battle.
Oh my goodness, Michael Formato put it in the LinkedIn. An ultra slick pass on the outside and Palmer. Evan Kim now with an opportunity to pounce as Rosevich continues to hold off Mr. Sir. Sir running a little bit of a tighter line. We know that Lambo's got the straight line speed. Further behind, Carr putting the pressure on Denarde. 15 minutes to go here at Snetterton. Carr with a look to the inside. Gonna come down to the binders. Ooh, I think a little bit of netcode content. That'll allow Sanchez to sail around the outside going into Montreal. Don't end in heartbreak, boys. Sanchez running it all the way there. He would love to have Tyler Carr as a little bit of a bumper, a little bit of a buffet between some separation between the silver guys. This will allow Mercer to maybe sail through, but now Durant pounces around the outside. He can't get it done. And some great driving there, some heads-up driving from Sanchez will allow some separation there. Some great driving from Mercer, by the way, as well, driving himself into the top 15. On the rear wing here of Tyler Carr. Mustangs have been struggling on the anchors all day long. Those McLarens have been able to close the gap significantly. Sanchez trying to put another car between him and Durant. We'll try the outside. Big lunge here going in. Mercer tries to go with him as well. And now Kevin Lau will try to go, looks to the outside.
It looks like this battle is just reeling in the guys behind as this little island gets bigger and bigger.
Collecting a lot of guys. Victor Diaz in 17th, sees Michael Manning in his rear view mirror. Excuse me, no, I think there was a little bit of an issue maybe there for Diaz.
Might have been that this group catching up to the Carr and Mercer and Durant that we were watching just before.
.5 minutes to go at Snetterton. Watching Victor Diaz in this white and red McLaren hold off Omar Escorzia and Kevin Blanchett for some much needed points.
Oh, this is quite the long trade on the back straight. Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness, look at the bottom half of your screen, everybody. Nearly 10, 12 cars. How many do you want?
That's insane. I reckon probably...
Let's see,
if
1,
I had to
2,
guess,
3,
maybe-
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 cars here.
Wow. Oh, it's breaking off just a little bit. I believe that's Anton. Richovich.
Can't be
and
Resovich.
Kevin Blanche. Oh, actually, that's Omar Escorcia. Just trying to claw his way back into this long train happening on the start-finish straight.
Denarde had the pace there. He was trying to get around the outside of Mr. Sir there into T1. Couldn't make it happen. Wilson spreads out as well. Sanchez still with Carr and Mercer as a little bit of a silver separation there. Those two Mustangs sandwiching the meat of the sandwich there with him and Durance being the bread. But
Oh, McLaren off. Oh,
big trouble. Oh my
John
goodness.
Brown. Oh no. Oh, a little bit of a quite
One of the Ocho drivers. Oh, is that Peter O'Brien who went around?
I think it might have been.
Yeah, Peter O'Brien.
Oh.
Thank goodness nobody else was collected. John Crown tried keeping it together, but the curbs on the outside were going to make it no dice. Here is Marchand, who parks it in the middle there. Truly, he didn't run out of fuel, did he?
Uh-oh. That would be,
maybe
very
letting everybody
heartbreaking.
by in a very...
I know he's a lap down, so that wouldn't be too out of the norm. I'll also mention I've seen numerous occasions of guys accidentally hitting their ignition switch, trying to collect a car, if they got a dash of oversteer. I am, guys.
Yeah.
Ooh, a little bit of a nudge. Oh, no! Around goes Sanchez. Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
Bumper given to Franco Sanchez. Silver lead will be given back over to Durance. And just a little bit too much argy-bargy there. Oh, my goodness. Heartbreak for Franco Sanchez. Here comes Diaz with a big lunge to the inside. Could almost be a bad day work. And now a little bit of oversteer. Oh, my goodness. Done him.
I'm not sure anybody contacted before. Oh, but
no.
that's
Omar
definitely...
Escorcia.
Oh, Omar.
Bumper.
Goodness. What is happening? Oh.
From the top rope, Omar Escorcia
Hey.
gets into Franco Sanchez. That will allow, I believe that was Kevin Blanchette to sail through.
So much happening this race. That's... wow.
Haymakers here with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah. It's been... Actually, this has been like this pretty much since the start, but now it's just only getting spicier with this front of the field going on here with these pack of 14 cars.
The Evan Kim experience continues here in 41st. Trying to clear that Mustang of, I believe that's Sean Cortez in the 331. Chandler Williams versus Diego Fimbres Casas. As Williams opts for the long way around going into Brundle, and Nelson gets it done. I feel so bad for Andrew Wilson. Had such a good battle with Durance, with Mercer, with Carr. Not at all the way that battle wanted to end for either of those guys. Just a little bit too much bumper there from Franco Sanchez is what ended it, and what gives the lead now in silver to Durance. Williams not out of the woods yet. Continuing to monitor this freight train in the bottom right of your screen. And again, I don't want to say that all of this is pinned on bad driving, because Snetterton is going to Snetterton. If you're just a little bit too late on the brakes, you have nowhere else to go. There's not a lot of alternate places you can
Yeah.
put your car and do the awesome side-by-side racing like we saw at the Pyramids.
And especially, I believe it's just after the back straight. I think that's turn 8. That corner, I know I have done like a little bit of an argy-bargy moment there on the outside. And it's a tough corner. And this track is very unforgiving when it comes to overtakes because it's just, again, there's just literally no runoff. And once you're off, you're off. Right into the grass, just pretty much just a sitting duck at that point.
Drew Wilson trying to stop the bleeding here after getting tangled up with Franco Sanchez. He's got to clear Michael Manning in the Lambo to salvage a top 15 here. As Kevin Lau in the 666 kind of leads this little segment of this freight train. Lau very much like Tyler Carr tonight, just kind of letting everybody else make mistakes around them to move forward. Not a fun way to do it, but a very effective way to do it. Some great racing here at Snetterton, a track that just celebrated its 75th anniversary back in 2023. Or 70th anniversary, excuse me. I know math. Like all great British circuits, the former RAF airfield's converted into a racetrack has gone over a couple of iterations in its history.
Man.
By the way, that world-famous Scary Tree is unfortunately no more, as I believe it was, I don't think it was blown away during a storm, but it got hit so bad that it didn't have like the weird shape to it. That's like only for people with like real wheel knowledge who know the Scary Tree. A little bit of a wiggle there from Manning. But very much a place, the British GT, TCR, and BTCC call this place home for a reason. It's very history in British racing. Almost would call it the Road America or the VIR of the UK. So much road racing heritage out in Norfolk. 3 minutes left on the clock. Mr. Sir looking for a way past Anton Rusovich. This is going to be a healthy dose of points for both of them, but Mr. Sir is hungry for more. Further back, how about Jeremy Mercer, who was an absolute no picture for a top 10, just has to clear the two pony brethren of Tyler Carr and Tino Denarde to do it. Yeah, you absolutely got to teach me how to do the FPV controls, Selena. This is way too cool.
Oh yeah, of course. That can be arranged.
I've got a friend who does a lot of the FPV stuff, and she's downloaded to train. She's downloaded a mod in Minecraft that lets you do
Oh,
FPV flying. I might need to get you a link for that at some point.
yeah.
We'll get a little bit of banter in still here. Steph, have you taken your kids to the Minecraft movie yet? I don't know how old your kids are.
I've been playing Minecraft on and off for many years, but no, we have not. Don't tend to go to the theater unless it's something we really want to see. Otherwise, just wait till it comes out and watch it in the comfort of our own home.
Yeah. It's probably cheaper too.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah. in this day and age.
Yes. Yeah. That
whole-
it is.
Yep.
This whole race in the final 15 minutes has acted like the theater when Steve says chicken jockey, the way people have been throwing stuff out. But some really, really good driving here, especially from Michael Manning. Drew Wilson still trying to salvage anything here. As we watch this 4-car freight train led by Durance. "40 seconds left on the clock here at Snetterton. This is going to be a big, big shakeup, I reckon, in the points championship. As the
Guess we
guys
should watch
were
our leader.
expecting. We probably should. Renato Dornell.
I know.
I know, right?
These guys are going to be an interesting interview just because they started the race in their positions and they kind of stayed there the entire time. And there was a little bit of drama, sure, between Jeff and Dornell during the pit cycle. You could say the same between Palmieri and Rados, but relatively quiet race for our top three as the white flag finally flies here. Mr. Sir going to have to fend off, or excuse me, Mr. Sir is going to have one more lap here to clear defending winner Anton Rusevich. Timmy Flaminger, by the way, we haven't really talked about him either. He's had an insanely quiet race here. He's been surrounded by Landry and Wilson, and I think all three of these guys have kind of signed a Cold War pact and have kind of just coexisted with each other all night long. But Rados absolutely in fourth, going to get a good chunk of points, get some good movement forward here. We'll be wishing he'll be standing on the podium, but we'll be very, very proud of what he has done tonight driving forward. Dornell into the bomb hole for the final time. A little bit of pressure behind, but it's lap traffic. The Vacuum racing driver for McLaren has not put his foot wrong anywhere else. In such a chaotic race in the back, it's been quiet up front. It's been Renato Dornell all night long. He'll take week 3 here at Snetterton. Flashing behind for Jacob Palmieri. He'll take third. Spangler will come home in second. Couple
Drag
of
race.
maybe cycles here. Drag race to the line for Tim Flaminger. Can't get there, and that's your top 5. Rusevich still holding off Mr. Sir. He will do so. And Karin Denarde rounding out your top 11. A very understandable shake of the wheel there from Rusevich. A great recovery drive. I think 7 positions gained on his night. Brandon Chan, have yourself a night. Eric Kim, have yourself a night. Some really, really good drives here. A lot of places you look here in the grid. And the Purple Cobras, I think, unfortunately got bit with some bad luck tonight. John Crown, Andrew Wilson, all of these guys getting involved in their own little bits of incidents. 34th for John Crown will be a night to forget. Same for the Race Forge guys, the Wonder Bread crew. Michael Formato with some good driving around the outside there. But we'll park it. Evan Kim, 15 positions nearly gained. 33rd for the Bachelor Lexus driver. Sam Cortez involved as well, as we finally have our final results. Well, guys, that was fun. A little chaotic, but that was fun.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we got the entertainment. That's what we got.
Yes.
Yep.
That's all what it's about, at least in the booth. Fortunately, not for the stewards on the track, but. All
That's
things
a later
considered.
problem.
Yeah, we won't worry about that.
Oh
Wow.
my goodness.
Man, wow.
See, I told you I like Snetterton.
I don't know if you like Snetterton for the right reasons.
I mean, the race, it's a tough one. I mean, racing is fun. Hot lapping here, especially, it's a massive no. But like, I don't know. Yesterday for me, it was really sketchy. So I mean, the racing, even this one, it's really iffy. But I mean, D1 definitely did deliver the entertainment and just
Oh,
the
absolutely.
liveliness of what we saw. Like the many, like from RG Bargy, clean overtakes, unfortunate DNFs that we've seen, quick DNFs actually from unfortunately from Landon Drebes in that beautiful looking Herberth Lion Speed Porsche, which, noting, if you watch 24 Hours of Spa, that is an actual livery.
Yes.
Beautiful livery. That's like definitely one of my favorite liveries from last year's Spa. But anyway, lots of things happened. Lots of things.
Tell you what, let's try getting your podium up in here. I will get our first place finisher. Selena will get second in the form of Jeff Spangler. Steph will bring us home for the main podium here with Palmieri. And I will try and find our silver winner here in Durance and then bring it home. So let us try.
I'm going to grab Palmieri first. We always save the best for last. The winner always comes in last.
Run it to the front. Let's start with
strategy.
Let's start with JP.
All right, which I may make sure I grab the right person.
He's gonna be mad because he's gonna try and bring. He's trying to stream right now and do data.
Nope, he's coming in to talk to us.
I like bugging him anyway.
Hello, Jacob, and congratulations on P3.
Thank you.
How was that one?
It was rough. I did everything in my power to ruin my own race and drive off the track, but got it home in the end.
You should have tried harder. You were still on the track at the end.
I did, man.
You gotta try
damn
so
McLarens, man. They were stupid this week.
You gotta do it in just the right way, and then we'll see you winning.
I know.
You had quite the battle at, towards the middle of that race before the pit stop.
Yeah, I mean, Redos just wouldn't get off from behind me. I think he definitely had the pace on me, but got him lap 1, turn 1, and never looked back.
That was very good. Nice job.
One more question here before we do shout outs. Anything you would have done differently there? I mean, you nailed the strategy to a T there to hold off Rados. But anything you would have tried differently? I think the undercut did reign supreme there, but your thoughts?
I don't think so. I mean, my pit stop went about as well as humanly possible, and came out, I think, 2-3 seconds ahead of him, which helped a lot. I don't think so.
Well, congrats on your drive, Jacob. Any shout outs here before we get you out of here?
Teammate Jared for suffering in the car that I made him drive, but he's getting it. We'll be good.
Unfortunate.
Congrats, Jacob. We'll see you next week.
Peace out.
It's your third place finisher, Jacob Palmieri. Stand by, and Selena, if I can put you on the spot, we'll get you with Jeff Spangler.
There he is. I'll grab him.
I just see him.
Okay.
Welcome, Jeff, to the booth yet again.
Hello, it's good to be back.
Hello. Congrats on the P2.
Yeah. Thank you. It's the most disappointing P2 I'll probably ever get, but sometimes that's just the way it is, you know?
Yeah, but hey, at least it's podium. I mean, at least it's really good to the point. So there's that in the bag. So, I mean, in the PIP didn't see much of what was going on at the front of the field, but I'd imagine what you'd be feeling up at the front. So could you tell us, like, what else, like, anything interesting? Probably more than likely, yes, but could you tell us, like, anything interesting that went on that we didn't necessarily see?
Yeah, it was pretty boring up there for the most part. You got that part right. I guess we can start with quali. I mean, I dipped my tires onto the grass on the back straight, and everything else being equal, that's what got me. So yeah, to tie pole and not get any of the points or the
Oh my
point kinda,
goodness, we didn't even
sucks.
talk about that.
Yeah, yeah. So we both had same time. So yeah, that would have been great. You know, you're pretty much, as long as you don't botch the start, you know, you're pretty good to keep P1, which he did. Then I was just trying to keep him close, but it's like my tires started going, and he just kept pumping out the laps, just pumping them out, pumping them out. His ping is stable, but it's pretty high, so it's a little disconcerting to see a car kind of hovering
Shuffle around, yeah.
hovering around in front of you a little bit. But yeah, you know, all credit to him. He just it came out of the woodwork. I suspected somebody would. He doesn't usually put a whole lot of laps on our servers during the week. So yeah, but anyway, the race, I had one shot at trying to get him when we hit the traffic, and so I went into the pit, and unfortunately I came out behind backmarker who wasn't the kindest to me. And so yeah, I almost missed the braking zone for the chicane after the back straight there. So that was my chance. He came out right in front of me, and then, you know, kind of drove away from me again. And then from there, then it was just trying to maybe keep him within 5 seconds in case something happened and he got a 5-second penalty, and making sure that Jacob didn't get too close. So yeah, sometimes you get lucky and sometimes you don't. But as you said, I really needed the points after starting off like 7th and 8th or something. So definitely kind of getting the season back on track. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, anybody you want to shout out? Friends, family, conglomerates, even.
Madhouse.
Yeah. Madhouse Racing.
Hint, hint, wink, wink. Madhouse.
Madhouse.
No bias at
Madhouse
all.
reference.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Madhouse power.
shout out to you guys, of course, for doing the broadcast. Shout out to Kelvin. He held off the GOAT, Michael Menning, for position towards the end. And, of course, our other podium finishers, Renato and Jacob. Congrats to them as well.
Jeff,
And
really great drive. We'll see you next week.
You have
Thanks
a
a
really
lot. Have a
nice
good one, guys.
livery, by the way. I just
Thank
have to,
you.
There it is.
throw that
There
in.
it is. Had to squeeze it in there, right?
I did. I was just waiting.
Yes, awesome livery made by the lovely Fazley. You're the better half. What am I talking about? But yeah, this is one of my favorites. Yeah, I really love it. So, anyways, I won't take up any more of your time. Thanks, guys.
See you, Jeff.
Of course.
Maybe I'll talk to you next week. We'll be positive.
Maybe.
Take care.
Yeah,
Maybe.
there you go.
All right.
Good deal.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you.
Guys, I don't see Dornell out here. I think he might have already left.
Well, he's no, he's not allowed to leave.
We need to talk to
no.
the big boy. Oh my gosh.
That
I might.
hold
All
on.
right. Well, tell you what. Where's Restovich? Let's see if we can get it now. We need Durant's.
Wait. Heck. Do you know what his number is? Dornell's number? I should know what it is. It's on my stuff.
72 is Durant's.
No. Dornell's.
Oh, Dornell's 300 even.
Let me see what I can scold. I'm spelling it wrong.
I'm just dragging someone else in here at this point. I'm getting someone to interview.
Yeah. Some random person. You saw a lot of battles with.
I might get Jorge. Jorge will be down.
With the story.
I won't call it a threat. It's kind of a threat.
Okay. Well. All right. So there's a really good chance that Dornell is actually Sleepy Eyes, as I was told he's in Brazil, and
oh yeah, all right.
It's very late o'clock for him.
All right.
Okay. Oh, good.
I'll allow it. All right, let's get a mid-pack perspective, because there was a guy I would love to talk to who had a lot going on around him. which is why I am dragging him in here. We are joined now by Jorge Blasini Rivera, driver of the BMW M4 GT3. Jorge, I'm dragging you in here because I didn't have first and I needed a mid-pack experience guy. And I just really like talking to you. So walk me through your race, brother.
Well, not much of midfield, more like backfield. Pretty difficult first stint. Like it was like high speed quick. Can't really pass anybody. Everybody's going slow. So you have to decide whether to, pit and go for the undercut and then suffer with the tires, or tough it out a little bit and then have an advantage on the tires, which seemed to work at first, but then I got stuck behind a train of Mustangs and they're impossible to pass on the straight. So yeah, I kind of got stuck there.
Did it feel like survival was more of a priority tonight? I know there were a lot of guys losing it really quickly, guys throwing haymakers. Did it feel like a classic Snetterton race where it was less of moving forward and more of just keeping your position and not dying?
Yeah, definitely. I was driving very conservative. I didn't put up much of a fight, especially after the back straight. I got past there like 3 times because everybody just sent it, and I'm like, nah, I want to finish the race today. So, yeah. Yeah, pretty disappointing night for me, though. I could have qualified higher and, had a better experience, but I got kind of stuck behind. I had the pace to be in the real midfield, but I just couldn't get past the Mustangs.
Anything you would have done differently on strategy? I know it kind of turned out undercut being the king there, but traffic is obviously a major factor in making that work as well. But your thoughts on your execution in the pit box?
Yeah, I should have lapped pitted exactly 1 lap before, because I came out right behind Arjun, which was my goal, but I was like 0.3 seconds behind him, but I got blue flagged by the leaders and he didn't. So if I pit 1 lap earlier, I wouldn't have got blue flag. I would have been able to get away without having to lose time to the leaders. So yeah, that pretty much sealed it.
Jorge, really, really good to see you as always. And any shout outs you want to make while I've got you here?
Shout out to everybody out there watching, the people from Nassers, you know who you are. Keep the fight going, and I'll keep trying to score a point in D1, which I have not been able to.
Really, really good effort from you this weekend, Jorge. We'll see you next week.
Yep.
And that,
Hey,
I think,
stop.
is going to...
Nope. Because I can grab Victor has now made himself available, and I believe we will even get our race winner in here. So we will first welcome Victor, I believe. Did I put him in the Yes, I did put him in the right place. Welcome, Victor Diaz, to the booth. Congratulations on your...
Thank you very much.
How was it?
Very sweaty race. Very nerve-wracking race. I haven't been that nervous in a long while. But it was a lot of fun.
Walk me through what it was like there in the mid-pack, because I know you were throwing haymakers with Durance and Sanchez. Obviously, a major moment there as you three in the McLarens had a big moment with the Mustangs. I was talking just right now to Jorge Blasini Rivera, and the kind of motto was just to survive and finish and not even go for positions here. But your thoughts here from the mid-pack?
Yeah, pretty much. That was the thinking that I had. Just keeping my nose clean, I thought would be more than enough to get a good result. And yeah, most of the guys in the front pack were fighting pretty hard, so it was just, keep your nose clean and wait for these guys to explode, and some of them did. So had to take advantage of some, definitely did. Pace was okay, pretty consistent, and yeah, it was just about surviving and keep your nose clean.
Anything you would have done differently on the strategy end of things? I know that things ended up working out for you, but the undercut kind of proved to being king there. But your thoughts from how you did on the pit box side of things?
Yeah, maybe would have pit like a lap or 2 earlier. The tires were pretty bad there at the end of the stint. Maybe a lap or 2 would have got me closer to Danny for that silver win. But overall, I'm pretty happy with everything. Pretty happy with how clean I kept it.
Really, really great drive for you this week, Victor. Any shout outs you want to make here before we get you on your way?
Yes, huge shout out to Matt Schwartz in D2, who was trying his very best to engineer me and give me information on tracks and positions, and it was a huge help. So huge shout out to him.
Really, really great drive from you, Victor. Best of
Thank you
luck
very
for you
much,
going
guys.
for the win next week. We'll see you.
Thank you, guys. See ya.
Yeah, Steph, that was second in silver, because winner was Danny Durance. And I'm not gonna give you smoke for that because I did the exact same thing last week. But I'll just call us even.
Oh, yeah, because when I went to grab the screenshots for the top people, it was him. So maybe Danny
I should have
logged off
shared
right
that
away.
with you because I took a screenshot and that's on me.
I did one, but what I'm saying is I took a screenshot this time too, and
right,
it was the same thing. So we'll just ask
Okay,
people to not log out of the server as soon as the race ends.
Yes,
Because
Yeah, that
we
would
like to
help.
talk to you. We don't bite that much.
Yeah.
I had gotten a response from our race winner for an interview, but I cannot find him.
Tell you what, in the meantime here, let's see if we can get an updated standings on championship for teams and drivers.
Sure.
And if we can grab them, let's do it.
All right. Well, I don't know if this will show an updated. No, it's still the same numbers. So,
Oh, it would have been nice if it did.
yeah, it would have been
Man.
nice.
Aw. Well,
And again, a lot of that stuff takes a while because the minute the checkered flies, we'll have some storage issues being reported and certain things being filed. So actually won't be until around the weekend here where we will truly have the final results from the Tuesday race listed out. But again, there's some big ones that stand out for me just in this listing. I mean, Evan Kim was terrible in qualifying, but managed to drive big time to the front of the field there. Kevin Lau kept it together big time. I'm trying to think. Tyler Carr kind of let the chips fall around him, kept it very, very clean. Marc-Antoine Landry, welcome to gold. Absolutely held his own top 5 finish for the Mustang driver for RaceForge Esports. Should be a good heap of points for Gomer Wilson, Guy Manperson, Mr. Sir. Anton Rosevich, I think, is actually going to move back a little bit. But Jeremy Mercer, I would expect, I think this should give the championship here to Rados, guys, looking at where this is going. So I would expect Rados, Palmieri, and Rosevich at the front here as we go into week 4, as Mercer and Manning fell back a little bit further in the field this week.
I don't want to give up on him because he sent me a direct message, and unfortunately, Discord does not tell me when I get one of those if it's not somebody that I have in my list. So
if anyone's complaining in chat, the scuff adds quality and character to the stream.
Nobody, I don't think anybody's complaining. Al's telling me I need to refresh, and under pressure, I forget everything that I'm supposed to do. But Dornell's, yeah, okay, good. So Dornell said he's joined somewhere, and I will find him.
Woo!
There he is. So ready for our race winner. For those who have stuck
finally
with
get
us.
my race winner interview.
Woo! Woo!
Joined now by Renato Dornell, driver of the 300 McLaren 720 GT3. Renato, I'll start by saying thank you for sticking out for us. I know it's late over for you in Brazil, but your thoughts on a quiet but dominant victory here at Snetterton?
Thanks a lot, guys. Yeah. I wasn't expecting that. I knew Jeff and Franco, my teammate, was doing pretty good lap times on practice, and I was just doing race pace, and it was quite okay, but the car felt okay, but I didn't know how was my pace regular with the other ones. And the times I tried qualifying, I didn't get any close to those times. I did like 45.8, I think, my best. And I was quite surprised at the real quality because I tried a different Hake wing DC setup for the quali, and it worked pretty well. And I wasn't expecting to start on pole, which make things way easier because you don't have to fight with anyone, and the pack here is really close, and it's really difficult track to overtake.
Yep.
So I managed to keep the lead, and was quite similar pace with Jeff on the first in, but car felt great all time. I stopped doing way silly mistakes that I was doing in practice, so the race went really, really well.
Have you ever had a dead heat in qualifying where you're the exact same time as the guy in second?
I can't remember.
Very, very cool. I've never seen it in ACC, so first time for everything. Really, really quickly, just your challenges here from the front of the field. Any issues? I know you were talking about the problems you had during practice. Was focus an issue at the front of the field, or did it feel like Spangler in second was keeping you in check?
No, he was keeping me in check. Yeah.
Mhm.
And the track too, because it's really easy to make a mistake over here. So I was alert all the time.
Really, really healthy set of points coming your way. Congratulations, Renato. Any shout outs you would like to make here before we get you out of here?
I'm just pretty happy to be able to win in a field that close like this one. I remember from the first race, which I have the unfortunate to had a connection lost on the standing on the start, and I think the first 20 cars was a 3/10 difference. So I hope to be a great season, and just being part of it is just really cool.
Congratulations, Renato. Go to sleep. It's late over there. We appreciate you for the time, though.
It's already tomorrow here.
Oh boy, yeah.
Here too in the Maritimes in New Brunswick, Canada.
Yeah. Thanks a
All right,
lot, guys.
appreciate it, Renato. All right, guys. So we did it. Got our entire podium here. So the real question now is, Miss Fisher,
Yes,
what we got next on deck? Where are we going to next week?
Let's take a gander at that. We'll look at our calendar. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh yeah, baby.
Spa.
We got a spa day. Goldilocks
sunset,
conditions.
Actually, golden hour. Okay, I dig that.
Home of the 24 Hours of Spa, the Belgian Grand Prix, a temple of GT racing. That's going to be a really, really cool spot to see 50-something cars. Obviously, always a little bit chaotic, Selena, going up Eau Rouge at the drop of the green, but I'm sure these guys will find a way to manage.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I love Eau Rouge. Like, that's such a fun corner. I can't understand the rest of the track, especially like Sector 2 for the life of me, but honestly, Eau Rouge, oh man, an icon. I just love the flow of just from the bottom of Eau Rouge to the top of Radion. It's a sight to see, especially in the sunset. It's going to be pure cinema, and I'm looking forward to it next week.
Awesome. Well, we will be here at the same time, same place next week. You can always revisit the race. And also, today we had our Divisions 3 and Divisions 5 both raced over on YouTube. You can catch the replay. And there's more. Tomorrow night, we've got Divisions 2, 4, and 6 racing at the same time. Division 2 you can catch here on Twitch. 3, 2, 4, and 6 you can catch over on YouTube all at the same time for their what will probably, and I don't doubt, would be a fantastic race over at Snetterton out of any of those divisions.
That is going to do it for us, though, here from Snetterton. For everyone at SRA, and for Selena Boonstra and Steph Fisher, I'm Jackson Lambro saying so long from Snetterton. Your winner, 300 Dornell.